Welcome back to an everlasting summer. In the last episode, we went swimming, and apparently we got struck on our back. So let's continue this. A strike on my back sent me underwater. I started to drown, but still forced myself to jump out and grab the nearby buoy. I turned around and saw Elisa swimming after me. The hell are you doing? What am I doing? Hailing the winner. And what if I'd start drowning? Well, I'd save you. Of course. It was simply dangerous to stay here. She could easily sink me again. I gathered all my strength and swam to the shore. Beach sand covered my entire body, and I slowly started catching my breath. Hello. After some time, Elisa got out of the water. You know, you swim well. Wouldn't say so. Yeah, you too. Well, wasn't that obvious? I said nothing. You won twice against me today. That means I will forget 2 of your debts. What kind of debts is she talking about? It looked like Elisa had a problem with evaluating the reality. Thanks a lot, I said sarcastically. You know, you're not such a loser as I thought. Hello. Elisa was wearing a swimsuit that perfectly underlined the beauty of her figure. Well, taking all drawbacks of her character, this advantage of hers couldn't be taken away. Since when did I become a loser? She smiled cunningly. What's wrong? Aren't you one? Of course not. And how will you prove it? I'm not going to prove anything. Oh, so that is it, she said without any anger. Yes, that's it. The silence was to be expected. Can you leave me alone? Light wind gently played with waves, sending them to the shore and taking them back after. Elisa was still looking through me as if, it seemed, she completely forgot about my presence. Hey, Earth to Elisa? Her lost look immediately switched to the normal one. Anyway, bye-bye. She picked up her clothes lying nearby and went away. She just wears her bikini everywhere she goes. Well, with a beach nearby, I don't know why not. It was late, but I decided to spend a little bit more time laying on my back and stargazing. After all, I didn't have that many opportunities for that before. Or I simply tried to avoid every opportunity. Well, if we think about it, the light from faraway stars reaches us only after millions of years. Right now I can see the star because it shined back then, long in the past. And now the star is gone, already exploded. Oh, my voice. It's starting to go again. Wait a minute. She took my clothes too. Oh, God. I got up and looked around the beach. No doubt Elisa took my pioneer uniform. Damn it. I was just starting to think that she is not so spoiled. Need to come up with an idea quickly. Certainly I could go and complain to Olga, but not in my wet underpants. Did not know which cabin Elisa lives either. And knocking on every door is certainly not a good idea. Maybe I should go to Slavia. Yes, of course, at night wearing my underpants. The only missing piece is a rose in my teeth. Overall, it looks like I am screwed. In any case, I have to do something. I was lucky not so much time had passed since she left, so I could still catch up with Elisa. Hurry up! In the blink of an eye, I found myself at the square. To my great surprise, Elisa was sitting on a bench, apparently bored. She had already changed. Give it back. Yeah, sure, take it. She, with a tone of guilt, handed back my uniform. Don't you think I was waiting for you on purpose or anything like that? Elisa turned back and set off to the cabins at an easy pace. I kept standing riveted to the ground. I didn't expect such a twist. Guilt did its job, perhaps. Fat chance. Anyway, it's better to keep off her, and the recent events do not change a thing. I headed to Olga's cabin. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. There was no light in the window, so Olga must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin quietly stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hasn't gotten any clearer today. In fact, I've spent the whole day doing useless stuff. I would have never even thought about doing something like this in the real world. Although I had plenty of time. How much time would I have here in total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity, or maybe there are a few minutes left only. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got into this camp. For the first time in a long while, I felt really tired. Not only emotionally tired, but also physically tired, psychologically tired, and God knows how else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to bugger off, starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess to somehow resolve itself, or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? Then I'll have to get used to it. So, just like that, I'm not ready. My conscience slowly flew away from me, and it progressively became harder to concentrate on something distinct. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep. No. Day 3. Why is every day thing met with this computer screen that I used to spend all my time in front of? The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. Oh shit. I accidentally hit enter. Happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dream, as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors, and multi-million-dollar visual effects. And then you wake up in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do, to restore the images shown by my relaxed brain. But this part of memory was empty, either archived or formatted at all. Sounds like he's really into computers. Oh, my voice after like an hour and a half or more of just talking. It's 7 a.m., according to the clock. Seemed to be an early bird today. Olga was still sleeping, wrapped tightly in her blanket. Wrapping so tightly in a hot summer? I got up, stretched, came to the mirror to have a look at myself. I better shave. Strange idea, before two times a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do I even need it, if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m., and this means I have plenty of time, which I can spend in walking and washing, for example. Water didn't seem as ice cold as the previous day. Vice versa, its cute coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality, whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought has struck me that it's not that different from toothpaste. I'm slowly becoming younger and younger, I guess you could say. Forgetting my past or whatever. When I returned to the cabin, Olga was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. Because of lack of sleep, my head was still singing, and the thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of the usual sleeping 2 or 3 hours more. How come you got up so early? Just happened. And no neckerchief, once again. Let me. I'll do it myself. No big deal. On my way to the canteen. I don't think so. Do it now. Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast? How could I ever forget? And what's the lineup going to be about today? We'll discuss the agenda for the day. So what's the agenda? Frankly speaking, I didn't care what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will our little trip army for the following 12 to 5 hours. Maybe I'll manage to avoid enemy dislocations. I hit enter, but it didn't seem to do anything. Let's find that out at the lineup. Silly. She gave me a wily smile. Olga, my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather, I believe that's okay to miss the lineup once. It would get all nasty if I failed to control it right there. Where did all this courage come from? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. Would you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down. Oh, fine. Our list for today is cleaning the camp locations, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and of course, we have a dance party in the evening. Watch yourself. You must take part in the camp activities today. You bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather... Come on, hit the road. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind, waiting for Olga to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way, but the voice within me kept telling that I have nothing to do with the lineup. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for breakfast there. Well, I'm not planning to take part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed and I'm still there where I started. All tenants seemed to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar, but these peculiarities do not step out of line at all. Moreover, having met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, my very self. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in a non-ordinary place. I've heard and have seen that already, somewhere. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do the regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay, but this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with both the world of Semyon camp and its tenants, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now, are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers? No. Or I have to seek the truth somewhere else. Seems I'm a bit overdone with thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Probably most of them had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. 2 is company, 3 is a crowd. Lena was sitting in the farthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork an amorphic lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having a breakfast with her seems like a good idea, where you can have a chat in peace. Or at least try to have one. Sorry, I was distracted by the sounds. I was on the way to her table when suddenly someone grabbed me by the sleeve. Xenia, the librarian. Take your meal and come. We need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't it a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Take your meal and sit down. I suppose that she judges... I cannot talk. I suppose that she judges her behavior as something completely normal. Sorry, but I promised Lena. Fine, wait a minute. I kind of want to talk to Lena. Won't be much of a conversation, whatever. Not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Xenia, with the tray and the simple meal on it. Porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, and a sausage, and a glass of compote. I remember compote. Oh, the music's loud for some reason today. Bon appetit! Why do I know French? Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I can, and also eat neatlier. Neatlier? Without chomping and spilling crumbs of food and drops of compote. So, what do you want to talk about? Today, at the library, I wasn't listening from this point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga's word about the scheduled events for today. Don't forget. Oh, what? I said don't forget to visit the library after the lunch. What for? Were you even listening? Nope. I admitted honestly. Xenia's face turned red, then appeared as green, then took the soft purple color. Today, after lunch, you in the library. Get it, dunce? Dunce. What kind of curse is it? What kind of curse is it? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word. How could I forget this rule? How do I know this? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize. Of course, I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit at first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost the count. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexedly and answered, Have you completely gone bananas? Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Xenia didn't reply. So, what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Will they tell me what year it is there? Oh, certain, and even more. She thinks I'm insane. Xenia stood up and headed to the exit. Wait, you didn't finish your meal? It looks like she won't turn back. I was finishing chewing on the sausage. It tasted like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they have any internet access here. Of course. I guess no. They don't even have a phone. A pioneer sitting at the other table has noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved at him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. Some time later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place, though the nurse seemed quite caring. It's better to keep the distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I had no courage to just enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no motive. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse, who was standing at the porch. Hi there, Pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Came for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, the truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully. You both will help me to make the inventory of the supplied medicine, which arrived today. Both? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word can be confused with both? Hi. Lena emerged from the nurse's back. Seems strange that I haven't noticed her until now. Come here after dinner. I had explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Medicine, huh? Supplied today. But Olga told me that no bus will arrive in the next couple of days. How does it have to be a bus? So there were visitors in our camp today. Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious. Alright then, Pioneer. So tonight, after dinner, you'll be here. Lena was barely noticeable at this whole time. Surely she's able to keep invisibility like a skilled ninja. A ninja. I could do it on my own. No way, there are lots of boxes. And the Pioneer is always ready. Isn't it so, Pioneer? She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I don't want to spend my whole evening doing something like this. Also, I've got more important things to do, like nothing at all. But rejecting this request would be really improper. If it wasn't Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. You know, Olga has asked me to help her tonight. No, she hasn't, you liar. Okay, I'll come. Nicely. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after these words, I hardly came a step closer to be prepared, always prepared. Motto. Then, you can go. I looked at Lena, who was staring still at the ground. I guess all that time she was staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about life and the habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical, and so on books. Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist. Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. I do not know where I will go, but wherever I am needed, I shall show. We'd been standing at the square for some time. My speculations about Bug's life was only an attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though why did I see it awkward? Just do not forget, alright? Do not forget what? Well, tonight, after dinner, at the infirmary. Her face got a slight grumpy feel to it. No way, that's impossible. Alright, right after dinner. I'm at your service. I'd bethought too late. After my words, Elena blushed harder. I need to find the way to ease the situation. Why didn't the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting at the bench and reading a book when she came, and it's smart to ask a fail-safe person who would never say no. Okay. Well then, after dinner. Okay. I'll go then. Yes, sure. She walked off somewhere aside the clubs, and I just stood at the square for some time. So what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I have a phone on me, and I'm asking if I can call someone. The statue knows everything. Facepalm all the way. Don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Now having a wristwatch is much easier. Suddenly heard a different tune, which was coming through the usual noise of this camp. I listened to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. Three repeating chords, no more. But this melody still was somehow warmer, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? How does he know about this if we learned three chords in a few months? Definitely, the sound is coming somewhere from the stage area. I wonder, who could that be? I should go take a look. Who cares? Better keep looking for answers. Let's go look. Suddenly stops, though. Coming to the stage area, I caught a sight of Elisa on stage. Hello. The girl was giving it all. With her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs upon the speaker and was swaying her body with the music and the rhythm. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I've heard it before. Probably something from the Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it given some time to practice. Anyone could play a song given time to practice. I wonder where did Elisa get her playing skill? In USSR, such music has never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to my mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in much similar way. If she gets dressed into something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of a pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking up a couple of last chords, Alice has finally noticed me. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, it was cool. As if you can do better, smiled Elisa slyly. I'm not saying that I can do better. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt. Yep. I didn't know what to tell her next, and was on my way. Wait a minute. What? Heard of the evening disco party? Thought it was just dancing. Disco or dance, what's the difference? She frowned. Yes, I did, and so what? Are you going to come? With these words thrown, she turned away. Those words from the first episode. I'm not sure. And you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth in Elisa's words, but this scenic disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of disco parties that she hates. But why? What do you mean by why? Well, why don't you want to come? Disco parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I know, but I thought that you would. Never liked them. She interrupted me. Absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked just to keep a conversation. Oh, my voice, I'm still not used to this yet. Just we'll move on with practicing. What are you practicing? A song, silly ass. You've even heard it. Lisa had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions, and I would have to run for my life. Who wrote this song? I did. So you've written it by yourself? Oh my god, stop asking stupid questions. By myself. Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Okay then. Don't you want to listen? Didn't I just hear it? It's not what I meant. She pouted. The whole song is just a jam for now. Come on, do it then. Not right now. Do not do it then. I felt uncertain about what she wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play? Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for a guitar smash in the forehead or something even worse, but there was only an upset expression over Elisa's face. I want to, I've told you. Come here tonight then, I'll play it for you. For me. How cute. Tonight is the dance party. You said that you won't go there. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing up with Vacha was no good either. Neither is calling her that. She can read your thoughts. Olga won't get it. Screw her, said Elisa, getting up steam. Steam's a good place. That's where I got this. Okay, I'll come. Whatever. Between a shame at the dance party and Elisa's mad guitar skills, I'd rather pick the last. Good boy. She smiled strange. I was just thinking of if the decision I made was the right one, when suddenly I was interrupted by the ringing, calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Elisa to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave, I grumbled under my breath. Who's marching forward in a lot? It's our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a lot usually marched to the canteen in Semyon camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, just like it happened before. Just so I can eat in peace. And for that I have to be at least not the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens whether I want it or not. The canteen was as full as an egg. Olga was standing at the entrance, guarding like a hawk. Well, Semyon, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done, truly well done. And the hardest is yet to come. You bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. Which one? There's like 60. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Ilyana, and Lena were already sitting there. Not a bad company. At least not the worst one. Let me know Ilyana's there. I took the meal and came up to them. Don't mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit scenic. There were no other free places anyway. Yes, of course. Please do. Lena remained silent. Today the meal consisted of a plate of borscht. Borscht? I suspected some meat to be lurking in it, but I had no evidence of that. Some poultry, chances are chickenus domesticus, with fried potatoes and a traditional glass of compote. Oh, compot's the one I was thinking about making earlier. Right. I found myself liking the local food more and more. Aren't you local to this place? Aren't you from Soviet Russia? I guess I just came to a conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there's no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. Coming to the dance party tonight? Oh no. I don't know. Though I already had my arrangements with Elisa. He'll come. He's got nowhere to go. Liana said happily. You'll come for sure. Of course, I can't miss an opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Lena. Yes, she replied briefly. See, you should go too then, said Slavia as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to put your tailcoat on. Apparently Ilyana was so pleased with the joke that she laughed out loud. LOL. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret. Will it be a little dress like in kindergarten's matinee? Alyana has turned red. Looks like I managed to offend her. No, I will wear a biohazard suit, just so I don't get any infection from you. Ooh, burn. Like 4 years younger than me. In-game me. I wonder what kind of infection you are planning to get from me. Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. Quarrel. Imbecility, of course. Looks like Ilyana was highly pleased with her, as she thought. Brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. That's a game for two. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Oh, Elisa's rubbing off on me. What do you mean? Do you mean that? She got red again. I don't mean anything. Guys. Given that it was Lena who interfered, probably it was really time to stop. You'll get what you're asking for. What? You'll finally grow wiser? Oh my god. Instead of replying, Ilyana grabbed her plate filled with borscht and toppled it over my head. This game met an unexpected finale. Oh, you little. She jumped up and tried to run away. From the end of the episode, we'll have to continue this one next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.